Hi guys, what's up? It's Charla from That Girl Cooks Healthy. Today I'm gonna show you how to make this delicious Jamaican curry chicken recipe. This is one of my most popular recipes already on my website, so I cannot wait to show you a video version which is more in depth of how to make this wonderful Jamaican cuisine. So let's get to it. So these are the ingredients that you're going to need. You're going to need some chicken. You can use any part of the chicken to make this recipe. Some people will buy a whole chicken and then they'll just chop the chicken up and then just trim off the skin. Other people will just use chicken wings, chicken thighs, chicken back, chicken parts of chicken breast, different parts of the chicken. So I'm using just small pieces of chicken with the bone, and I've trimmed off the skin. So that's what I'm using for this recipe. I also have some curry powder in 2 small bowls. So I have one for when I'm doing the burning process, when I'm actually cooking the chicken, and the other one is to season the meat. I have some onion, scallion and garlic all chopped up. I have some Caribbean sweet potato because I love Caribbean sweet potato. A lot of Jamaicans prefer to use Irish potato. I'm not really keen on Irish potato. I will eat it if I'm at someone's house, or if that's all I have to hand, but it's not my preferred. So I'm in the minority there that I do prefer the sweet potato whenever I'm doing these recipes, and you'll notice that I prefer to use that. I have some pink salt, black pepper, all-purpose seasoning, some ground ginger, some pimento berries and some hot water. I also have thyme and some olive oil as well, but they're not in the angle of the camera, so I'm just going to reassure you that I do have those ingredients, and you will see them pop up as well when I'm making the recipe. So as I typically do Caribbean style, I've already washed and cleaned the meat. So I have the meat in the bowl ready to be seasoned. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my dry ingredients. So I'm going to add my curry powder, my all-purpose seasoning, my ginger and black pepper, and then I'm going to follow up by adding the scallion, onion and ginger, and I'm going to mix that into the chicken to season it up. So now that I've seasoned the meat, the next thing I'm going to do now is to wrap it with some plastic wrap. The bowl, should I say, I'm going to wrap the bowl with plastic wrap, and then I'm going to leave it to infuse for overnight. You can leave it for several hours if you want to, but I prefer to leave it for overnight, and I recommend that because it's going to make the chicken a lot more flavoursome if you leave it a lot longer. So now I'm going to show you how to cook the chicken. So I have a large non-stick pot. You can use a Dutch pot for this, but I usually use this particular pot for this. So I'm going to add some olive oil, and then I'm going to add my curry powder to the olive oil. I'm going to cook the curry for just about a minute or so, and this is what we call burning the curry. So you're not actually burning the curry, you're just cooking the curry, and this helps to set the foundation for when you're making curry dishes, and it helps to deepen the flavor of the curry dish. You just want to cook that curry for about a minute or so before you move on to the next step. So now that we've burnt the curry, the next thing we need to do now is to add the chicken. So I've scraped off most of the onion, garlic and scallion mixture as best as I can. Don't worry if some of it still escapes and it still clings onto the chicken. It's not really going to make much of a difference. It's just a case of, you know, I like to just separate the two, and even though I add it in the beginning, I just like to scrape it off. So add the chicken to the pan, and then when you add the chicken to the pan, you just want to keep cooking it until, or should I say, sear the meat. So you're browning the meat, and that's going to take several minutes for the chicken to sear and become brown. So now that the chicken is browning nicely, I'm just going to add that excess onion, scallion and garlic that I scraped off at the beginning. I'm just going to add that to the pot, and I'm just going to continue to cook the chicken along with that. So now it's time to add the thyme, pimento berries and the hot water. Now it's really important that the water is hot, because that is going to help to keep the chicken soft, and it's also going to keep the temperature of the meat constant as well. And I'm also going to add my sweet potato now. Sometimes you'll notice as well, if you follow the written version, that I added 10 minutes into the simmering time, but I'm going to add it now instead. So I'm just going to do everything at once. I'm just going to give it a quick stir, and then I'm going to put the lid on and just allow it to simmer. So you can add the sweet potato now, or you can add it during the simmering process. So I'm going to reduce, so I'm going to bring it to a rolling boil first of all, so everything comes to a rolling boil, and then I'm going to reduce the heat, and then I'm going to put the lid on. So I'm going to take the lid off and show you halfway through the cooking time what the chicken looks like. So we're going to take a peek at the chicken, and we can see it's cooking nicely. We also want to just tuck in those sweet potatoes to make sure the sweet potatoes get a lot of the liquid, because that's going to help to naturally thicken up the gravy. And we're just going to leave it to continue to cook, and I'm going to show you once it thickens up what the final result should look like. So the curry chicken is ready and good to go now. So I'm going to remove the lid one more time, and then I'm just going to add my pink salt. And the gravy is a lot thicker. Hopefully that reflects on camera, because the sweet potatoes really did their thing in terms of thickening the gravy. So like I said, I'm just going to add my pink salt to taste now. So you want to do a taste test just to make sure that you've got enough pink salt. Stir that in. And that's pretty much how we make the curry chicken. Really simple recipe to make, one of the most popular on my website. The link in terms of the ingredients and the quantity is in the description box. Like I said, it's on my website. A lot of people make this recipe and they're not disappointed. They love it. I hope you do too. Thank you for watching this video. I like to keep it short and sweet and straight to the point. Please comment, like and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Any likes, comments and subscriptions I appreciate it, and I will catch you on the other side.